The Illuminati and Snake Saga. The rise of Prophet Dr. Owar came with shock and fear not only to the Kenyans, but also to the nations across the coast. He was not seen as just a prophet of doom, but as once whose spiritual activities portray of a secret society called the Illuminati. He not only penetrated into the hearts of ordinary Kenyan citizens, but also got his way into the country's political system and mingled with the top government officials. Some Kenyans who knew nothing about him took notice of him when he presumably led the former Prime Minister of Kenya, Raila Odinga, to Christ. Unknown to many people, he spends most of his time giving talks or participating in forums and holding miracle crusades, calling him a prophet of doom, a magician, or like the man of God, as he is popularly called. One striking thing about the prophet Owar is that his prophecies or forecasts future happenings such as earthquakes, hurricanes, and torrential rains were also being forecast by scientists. More controversial about the self-proclaimed prophet were the emerging stories terming him as a devil worshiper. His miracles are said to be staged, managed by the power of Satan, I knew it, which he allegedly got sacrificing his father who died in 2005, and some of his members of his congregation. A closer look reveals that he dresses usually in white, shoes inclusive. Probably he does this to reflect his cleanliness or purity. More is so why preachers and teachers of the Bible use the traditions of mass media as a way of teaching out their congregation. Prophet Owar relies on the internet, and once in a while he releases a YouTube video or podcast to give the world a view of a recent or upcoming event. Rarely does he use the conventional mass media. In his seminar, crusades, or any other forum, Prophet Owar doesn't sell any books, anointed oil, handkerchiefs, medallions. His ministry is interdimensional. He does not have an affiliation to a particular group, and he speaks in any forum, especially those of Center of Miraculous Healing. More fingers pointing at the holiness prophet as a member of the Illuminati followed a controversial story that emerged before his crusade at the villages of Kakamega. The story was told by the wife of the prophet's drivers who reportedly died after the incident at nearby forest in the village. According to the woman, her deceased husband found the prophet kneeling before a huge snake stacked naked and uttering some words in an incomprehensible language, but was told never to reveal what he saw or he would die. He eventually narrated what he saw to his wife, who later found him dead after he asked her to prepare water for his bath. The prophet Owar's life is no doubt shrouded in mystery. He is one of the most recognized prophets in the world. Okay? He's one of the most recognized prophets in the world. The reception he receives everywhere where he goes says it all. Funny enough, the prophet is without a wife or a family. The preacher defended why he is yet not married. Why he is not yet married, saying that his calling had not availed him the opportunity to do so. Having a family, he said, will tie him down and he will not be able to follow the will of God. Nonetheless, the preacher had revealed that he had a son in Israel. Now it's coming out, and he wanted to marry the mother, but that he moved to the U.S. and the girl refused going with him. He also said that while in the U.S., he also cohabited, but the woman left after he started seeing visions. Okay, I'm in another article. It's called thepathofThetruth.com. Okay, false teacher David Owar. Okay, I don't care what y'all say. The father says this man kneels before a snake. He just confirmed it. And when I paused the video, I asked Yahuwah, was it true? And he said, yes, it's true. Another self-exposed fraud. When the light of all men shines, all is laid bare. False prophets will always give themselves away. They simply cannot help it. The light of God come and exposes their lives. Come and see the reality beneath Dr. Owar's impressive facade and braggadocio. And I know for a fact that this guy, Dr. Owar, he has literally went and met with the Pope. And we know that the Pope is evil as hell. And we know every time the Pope meets with people, snakes come out and bite people. So, come on, man. Kara wrote to us, my family and OZ have been caught up with Dr. Owar. I think he's from Kenya, but I'm not for sure. Can you give me information about him? Okay, here's the response. Hi, Carol. According to your request, here is our judgment concerning Dr. David Owar. We refer to this website, particularly the Statement of Faith and prophetic calling portions of the letter that was removed from his website, but here is an archive copy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There are many marks indicating that he is a false man of God. We're gonna go back to those links and we're gonna see what they talking about too. One, will God lead you to proudly bring your chamber pot contents to the people as qualification to minister spiritually as a proof that God has sent you? No, a man of God presents credentials he earned in this world. I'm not exaggerating in the illustration according to the scriptural counsel in this matter. Here's what Paul had to say about it. Philippians 3, 2 through 9. Beware of the dogs, beware of evil workers, beware of concision party. For we are the circumcision who worship God in the spirit and rejoice in Christ Yeshua and have no confidence in the flesh. Though I might also have confidence in the flesh, if any other things that he has a reason to trust in the flesh, I more. I was circumcised the 8th day, the stock of Israel of the tribe of Benjamin, a Hebrew of the Hebrews, as a regards to the law, I was a Pharisee. Concerning the zeal persecuting the church, regarding the righteousness in the law, blameless. But whatever things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Christ. But no, rather I also count all things to be lost for the excellency of the knowledge of Christ Yeshua, for whose sake I have suffered those the loss of all things and count them to be dung, so I may win Christ, and he may and be found in him, not having my own righteousness, which is of the law, but through the faith of Christ. But the righteousness of God by faith. And Dr. Owar presumes his dung should impress his potential hearers and command respect. He is right when it comes to impressing the world, but he is wrong when he thinks a real man of God would do such a thing, or that God's people or those called of him should be impressed. Two, our science doctorate has nothing to do with theological qualifications. Though he presents the office of prophet with his doctorate title, there has been many atheist scientists with impressive credentials like his in this world. And are they therefore more qualified to be men of God than the fishermen, tax collectors, and men raised in the wilderness like John the Immerser, or even than our Messiah Yeshua? So let's look at some of these links. Oh, well, I guess he didn't have a book. He does have a book now. He does have a book. So whoever wrote that article, the last article, said he didn't have a book. He got books. Pale horse fulfilled in Egypt riots. So so he's went to all of these different universities, Kenya, Uganda, and then two of them are in Israel, Negev, Israel, University of Haifa, Israel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the bottom line is, some people are okay going to work, and some people, well, some people would rather die. Each of us gets to choose. That's our time. I'm going to give you guys my card and hope to hear from you again. And if you have any friends or family that eat poop and would like to stop, give them my number.
Sorry to lie to get out of the thing. I shouldn't lie to you.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, thank you, and yeah, you shouldn't, but I hope you know that's not what that session was supposed to be.
Oh no, I know it was Morty peeing his pants and Summer snorting glue or whatever.
She huffed an animal, and we never even talked about it.
Well, there was so much more at stake. That shrink.
Before Obama was even in office, this man got.
Are we gonna go back?
Sweetie, can I get that syringe now?
Oh my god, yes, Dad, it's in my purse. Oh, I'm sorry, you must be in agony.
I'm trying to see who this man and this snake. Hold on, y'all.
I don't know what to swing at, yo. Here we go. She's trying to flip us.